So in the recent weeks, there's been a lot of crazy news about electric vehicles. Tesla doing a split, NIO delivering more than 21,000 cars, which gives them an increase of 109% year on year. And there's a new contender in the market, which is called XPEV, which is XiaoPeng electric vehicles. So in today's video, we're going to talk about XPEV, what they're all about, and let's go with it. Hello, welcome to a brand new video. It's been a while since I dropped my last video because we have been really busy at work. We had quite a few shoots. I didn't really have time to sit down and plan out some content. But now we're back at it. It's a little bit slow this week, but that's good because everybody needs a break once in a while. So if you're the first time watching my channel, what I talk about on this channel is basically my life experiences, my stock market trading, the dividend stocks that I have, or stocks that I'm looking to buy, and different types of passive income. So before you embark on any of those instruments for your own investment, please always do your due diligence before investing your hard-earned money into any investment tools that you see in this video. And nonetheless, if you're looking for the different tools that I'm using, the different platforms I'm using, I've left all that in the link down below. So electric vehicles has been something that we have been talking about, or the market has been talking about for the last 10-20 years. We have Tesla leading the bull charge. I think right now they are experiencing a little bit of a dip as of the recording of the video. I think it was down like 15% on Tuesday right after Labor Day. But like every stock in the world, there are up days and there are down days. And Tesla has been growing like crazy, so definitely everyone's expecting a little bit of a dip. I think they took about 15%, but that's that. And then we have NIO, who has been NIO. How do you guys say that? Let me know down below. Is it NEO? Do you pronounce it as NIO, like the guy from the Matrix, or NIO, like NIO? And so we have a new contender in the market, XPEV, XiaoPeng electric vehicles. So these guys are the latest in the market. They just IPO end of August, and I think they were looking to raise about $1 billion with a target price of $11 to $13 per share for IPO. And as of recording time, I think the share is about $19 or $18 thereabouts per share. But as we all know, with new products coming out, no one really wants to dip their feet into the pond with both legs in, because we have Tesla, who has been around for almost 20 years, having accidents with their autopilots. NIO, they themselves are having issues with the battery combusting, catching on fire in China. And then XPEV just goes into IPO. So let's talk about XPEV, or XiaoPeng electric vehicles. The founder of the company is Mr. He XiaoPeng, so you kind of know why it's called XiaoPeng electric vehicles. I think it's kind of funny though, but imagine if Elon Musk didn't name Tesla but just went on with Elon Musk. I think that would be pretty interesting to have a stock called Elon on the market. You can literally buy Elon. So technically now we can buy XiaoPeng in that way. So this begs the question, who is XiaoPeng? So Mr. He XiaoPeng is actually a Chinese entrepreneur that started UC Web, which is a mobile browser. And they have about 66% market share in China and about 34% market share in the Indian market. But here's the kicker to it. UC Web got bought over by Alibaba in the biggest M&A ever in China. UC Web was sold to Alibaba at $3.8 billion. So you must be wondering, how did XiaoPeng start XPEV and why is Alibaba in the picture? So right after Alibaba bought over UC Webs, and no surprise, XiaoPeng joined Alibaba and later subsequently founded XPEV. So why is Alibaba important in this picture here is because of the investors in XPEV. So let's take a look at the investors that have invested money into XPEV. So for sure, you have Alibaba, familiar name, right? And then you have Cotu, you have Qatar Investment, and then you have the other Chinese brand that we all know, Xiaomi. So These are some of the investors that have invested into XP EV and supporting the company in growing their fleet of cars throughout China. Alright, so let's take a look at the kind of products that XiaoPeng is putting onto the table and how it's intending to fight with Tesla. They do have a sports model that more or less is equivalent to the Tesla Model 3, which is the XiaoPeng P7. So the XiaoPeng's P7 starts at about 230,000 RMB. And this is the standard model, and it goes all the way up to $260,000 for the premium model. So you must be wondering, what's the difference between the basic and the premium model? So the main difference, it comes in with the AI console. If you are buying the premium model, you get an AI console, you get more sensors, you get autonomous driving, all that good stuff packed into one electric vehicle. So technically you're buying a smart car. But whereas if you're just buying the standard model, you will not get to enjoy all these privileges. And they do have a model that's in between, if that is something you guys are looking at. And for the Tesla Model 3, this car has been around for a long time. And it was one of the cars that started the EV race. And then we have NIO joining in, now we have XiaoPeng joining in. I won't be surprised if we have even more EV companies coming up in the next couple of years. If you were to buy a Model 3 in China, it's going to cost you about 323,000 RMB as the most basic model, which is about $65,000 more than 65,000 RMB more than the premium model of XiaoPeng. As you can see, what XiaoPeng is trying to do is to provide a premium car at a less premium rate. So technically, you don't really have to buy a Model 3, or would you want to spend 300,000 RMB buying a Model 3, which you could spend $40,000 to $60,000 less and buy a premium P7.
Alright, so right before the trolls goes and say like, hey, but if you were to buy Tesla, you're buying a brand, you're buying the quality, you're buying the specifications. But look at XiaoPeng, it's new to the market, it has no track record, blah 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 blah.
So let's look at the car specs. For the P7, you're getting about 760 kilometers per charge. For the Model 3, you're getting about 518 kilometers. But there's a point to note that because each manufacturer uses different methods to measure their range, because I don't get to drive a Tesla in Singapore because it's crazy expensive, and I don't think that the XiaoPeng cars will come to Singapore at any point of time. But if any one of you do get a chance to try, do let me know in the comments down below. How does it feel like driving an electric car? Because most of our cars here are still on petrol or on diesel. So let's talk about sales for XiaoPeng and Tesla. So to make an apple and apple comparison, because Tesla has been around for so long, the brand is already ingrained in all of us that if you want to buy an electric vehicle, you gotta buy a Tesla. And XiaoPeng is still pretty new. So I'll just be using the sales growth from July 2020, and let's see if this is something that makes sense to everyone. Definitely it's not an apple-to-apple comparison, but these are the only stats I could find in the market or in the internet. But if you guys have new stats, just share it with everyone so everyone gets a little bit of knowledge as well. So XiaoPeng has sold 1,725 vehicles as of July 2020. So this is only for the month of July. And because Tesla do not track their sales month on month, they do have an order, or there is 11,000 vehicles that has been registered just in China itself. So to make it fair, because I think that with the current situation, there will be probably some trade embargo where Chinese vehicles will not be available in the US market, or who knows, Tesla might not be able to sell any more cars in China. We never know that. So when XiaoPeng first launched the P7 in the month of May, they sold about 192 units, and then when it went on to June, they sold about 300 units, and in July they sold 1,725 units. So I do think that this number could potentially continue growing even bigger. But the main takeaway from this is, it's not that XiaoPeng is a definitely must buy, but it's something I'm putting in my watch list and I'm watching very closely. I might be going in with a small position with XiaoPeng, because the Tesla fanboys are playing with the market and I do not enjoy that, and it's kind of risky for me as well, because Tesla costs a lot more than XiaoPeng. I think it's like 20 times more. XiaoPeng could be something that you guys want to look up before doing a next stock purchase, which I do on a monthly basis. So it's gonna be buying time like a couple weeks, so maybe I should do a video on that. So let me know in the comments down below what do you think about XiaoPeng, NIO, and Tesla. Are you a person that will invest into electric vehicle companies or manufacturers? Are they the vehicles of the future? And if you have not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button down below. Smash the like button, make it turn blue. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.